Welcome to the Creation Station. Get off here for all things fashion, lifestyle, adventure, and travel. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and connect with me while you wait excitedly for the start of my video. Good morning, y'all. So, today I'm going to get my hair done for Rhode Island Comic Con. It's a new look, per usual. I feel like this year is a year of new looks. But yes, it's a new look. Same blue wig, but we're just changing it up. Basically, I'm going with like the JT special where she did like the bangs with the side part. Really cute. I don't know if JT did it first, don't come for me, but that was the person in which I saw the inspo from. So, yay! I'm excited. See you guys at the hair appointment. I'm a Smurfette.
Ooh, you look so cute. Yes. Come hold on. Girl. Ready.
Hello, y'all. Hello. I am back. I'm excited. I just came from my hair appointment. These bangs are in my way. I'm getting used to them again. It's been years since I had a bang. But the inspo behind this was JT's look when she did the red hair. She was on Carisha Please with the look. She had the red hair with the bangs in the side part. So I definitely like wanted to like give it a try. I thought it was like cool. So yeah, I'm excited. Like, oh my god. And I'm basically getting ready to go to Rhode Island Comic Con this weekend. I am so excited because I looked at the perks of what the VIP pass comes with, and I'm extremely pleased with it. Like, yo, this ticket was worth it. This ticket's worth it. The lineup, the benefits, they even have pop-up lockers to put your stuff in so you can walk around. New York Comic Con ain't have none of this. Oh my god. So yeah, definitely I did not pack. Usually I pack like a week earlier, but like I was so confused on what I was gonna wear. We're definitely gonna be recycling some fits out here because I'm just like, I don't know, like I'm excited. And plus I'm doing this video like a day earlier because tomorrow I have to wake up really early. I know I'm not gonna have enough energy to essentially set this up and talk to y'all while I'm like, I gotta get ready and I gotta go. But I'm excited for this. I have photo ops ready with Tyler Hoechlin and Tom Welling, which is like the guys who play Superman. Superman is my favorite character. Don't come for me. So yeah, I am excited. Oh my god. Let me pick. Let me show y'all what I got. Let me show y'all what I'm gonna wear. Or let me show y'all what y'all already saw, but we gonna see again with some changes. Mwah. Theme for Rhode Island Comic Con in terms of like matching my hair and just overall outfits, pretty much blue and black. Yeah, so I definitely, it's only a 3-day weekend, so definitely the build up behind my outfits is making sure my shoes, they're outfits that need flat shoes that are walkable. So that was the importance of like picking outfits for the weekend. Like I was trying to go for the girly look, which I did, but luckily I had bought those black flat boots in time, thank god, because now those I can walk around in. Because originally it was gonna be like those heeled boots that I wore for Paris, but when I was in Paris, my feet were hurting like the last leg of the day. That one day I wore it and I was like, no way. Like, in the pain carried on into the next day. So yeah, this weekend at Rhode Island Comic Con, especially because I expect to do so much walking, no heels. Also, I was nervous for like Rhode Island's like weather. I was really worried about their weather because I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be, I don't know why, but you know, anywhere more northeast than New York, I just think the temperature is gonna immediately drop. So I get scared. My outfit for Friday is this black and white outfit, the black and white skirt outfit that I wore in Paris. Really cute. This coat is the Kim Kardashian Barker coat from Boohoo. She did their collab. Really cute coat. And then I got the skirt from ASOS, the shirt from Forever 21, and of course the shoes from Aldo. So listen, a fit, okay? A fit. So I wanted to keep the Ivy Park outfits to a minimum at Rhode Island. Like, I wanted to venture out a little bit more, and I did. I'm excited. And pretty much like, I wanted to be cute, but I also want my outfits to be practical, because yeah, I expect to be a busy bee. I'm excited. I'm very excited. I'm possibly gonna need 2 bags because I know the trench coats alone, and given how thick they are going to take up the entire space of my suitcase. Alright, so the outfit for Saturday, since my hair is wool, you know, I gotta like match it up. But yeah, so my outfit for Saturday is gonna be the Ivy Park collection. And I'm gonna do the blue tracksuit with the white shoes and, you know, the big trench coat. And then for Sunday's outfit, to pretty much come back home, is going to be a black bodysuit, a racer kind of like leather moto jacket, bomber moto jacket, and then, cause you know, I want to show off the butt. Like, I like it. I was gonna wear like a bomber jacket, but it was covering my butt. It wasn't giving the effect I wanted to. And then, you know, my Converses. It's been a minute since I wore Converses, but calm outfit for Sunday coming back home pretty much. For my bags, I'm gonna keep it simple. You know, the black backpack, black mini backpack, and the blue Tough Easy to go with the blue look, because I did not buy her accessories to RICC Park. So yeah, blue Tough Easy. Okay, listen, blue on blue on blue on blue on blue. Call me sexy blue. I'm not getting affiliated. Ooh. Let me catch that real quick. Packing the essentials in there, and then tomorrow I'm going to pack the rest because a lot of stuff I need to use tonight. Yeah, so see you guys tomorrow. In New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of, there's nothing you can. I look so good. So good. I had so much fun at Rhode Island Comic Con. Like, I bought all my content stuff to, you know, tape the content and whatever. But like, honestly, once I got there, when I tell you the content accessories, like my camera stuff, never left my bag because I just wanted to be present at that event. Completely present, and I loved it. So honestly, this video is just going to be a face front video where I'm just explaining, giving play-by-play of how Rhode Island Comic Con went for me. Alright, so essentially we're going to start with the pros and cons of, you know, Rhode Island Comic Con. Then I'm going to get into like the breakdown of day 1, day 2, day 3, the celebrities I met out there, you know, the photo ops that I took, and the panels. We're going to get into all of that. Alright, so let's get into it. Alright, so pros of Rhode Island Comic Con. Number 1, there was a stacked celebrity list of people I wanted to see. When I tell you that list was stacked, it was more with celebrities of like on shows that I grew up on. So I was like, okay, I recognize this list a little bit more. To me, it was way better than New York Comic Con's list, because I was like, what's this? So that's number one. Number two, the VIP ticket price was definitely cheaper than NYCC 4-day tickets. Like, and it came with perks. When I tell you the perks was perking, it came with so many, and I'm gonna explain that like later in the video what it came with. Number three, it wasn't crowded, and when it was, it didn't feel overwhelming like it did at New York Comic Con. So that was like really good. Next one, they have pop-up lockers and way more like seating on the second floor. So to me, Rhode Island Comic Con was definitely a little bit more courteous, and looking out for the potential comic fans that would come to their event and would just want to see and just want to sit, because New York Comic Con, everybody was sitting all over the place, which wasn't bad because nobody was like getting kicked out for sitting where they were. But still, it's like it wasn't. It was good. It was good. Like the thoughtfulness was there, so I definitely like that. Another one, when the strike happened, I love that Rhode Island Comic Con definitely reaffirmed that the celebrities would still be there amidst the SAG AFTRA strike, which is really good because New York Comic Con did not do that at all. Like all they kept doing was just saying, "Oh," like just promoting the event and not really like when the strike happened and we were notified. I was like really nervous because I was like, what does this mean for the Comic Cons? And I like that, Rhode Island Comic Con definitely followed up and reaffirmed with us because New York Comic Con did not do that. So that was that. Another one, they had VIP lines. It's like it was given like the Flash Pass at Six Flags, so definitely worth it. Another one, the photo op lines. What I say? The photo op lines in the process was definitely like well done in the midst of like all the chaos. It wasn't too chaotic and it was nice. Like the lines weren't too long. Like they weren't New York long, so that was really good. Then the last pro that I have, and which is a really big pro, is that they had the the Geek Squad speed dating thing. There were a couple rooms for heterosexuals, and then they had another one for LGBTQIA plus community. So that was like really good. I thought that was like really fun. So they were my pros, and now let me get into my cons. So the first con that I noticed was there were not enough panels or like in between events outside of the photo ops. It was definitely giving the opposite of New York Comic Con. So one thing I noticed in New York Comic Con, like there was a lot of panels and stuff like for, Comic Con goers, and I thought that was really cool. But Rhode Island Comic Con was the opposite. It focused more on its celebrity ops, which rightfully so, because y'all have a stacked list, but it's like there was only like 3 to 4 like interesting panels. So it's like I wish they had more in between things to do. And then I found that like really interesting that they didn't organize more panels because majority of like cast from shows were there. So it's like you definitely had the opportunity. So that was interesting. The second con, the lack of diversity and not seeing other black folks. This is honestly the part that I'm warring with wanting to go again to Rhode Island Comic Con. Like, do not get me wrong, it was great, it was fun, but it was like, damn, like I only saw like 3 to 4 black girl groups, a couple of black families. I was like, just want to see a little bit more. So that was that. Number 3, definitely feel like the space was poorly utilized, but this is more of like a preferential thing because I was used to New York Comic Con. Like New York Comic Con was my first Comic Con, so it's like everybody was on top of each other, so you can see everything on that. Like the main floor had a lot. It had everyone sitting there, and the panels was on the other floor. I think there was a couple of things on the bottom floor. So like you definitely saw everything on that one floor. Everybody was on top of each other. So that's why I said like it's more preferential here. So it depends on what you like. So to me, it was poorly utilized. Like Rhode Island Comic Con had a lot of substance, but I think the space could have been utilized a little bit better. There we go. Another thing, Rhode Island didn't let us know until hours into the first day on Friday that they had an app. For me, I didn't find out until I was actually at Rhode Island Comic Con, and I went upstairs and one of the coworkers had told me, and I was like, so I didn't know this. And then after they told me, that's when Rhode Island Comic Con made a post on like Instagram, like they have an app, and I was just like, I need y'all to get a little bit more savvy with social media. Like this is like the big thing where we're talking to you. Another con, I did not know there were 3 parts to this building. Nothing was said. The signs and stuff weren't too clear, so it was like and then I found out there were other parts by walking around. So definitely just a little bit better organization in terms of directions and everything, where everything's at. So that was that. And then the last one, there was not enough cosplay contests. I don't know why. Like them costumes that I saw was fire. we had a cosplay contest. I think there was like one. But I see that Rhode Island Comic Con was definitely tailored more for the kids than the adults. I noticed that difference between Rhode Island Comic Con and New York Comic Con. Because New York Comic Con, don't get me wrong, it's for the kids, but I definitely saw a horde of adults there. There were a lot of adults there for Rhode Island Comic Con, but it was more like with their kids. So definitely, it was definitely more centered around the kids for Rhode Island Comic Con. Yeah. All right. So now let's get into Rhode Island Comic Con and just meet how I prep for it and everything. So number one, let me tell you something. I had that shit on that day. Okay, I got compliments all 3 days from both celebrities and regular people. Ain't nobody telling me nothing. I knew I had that shit on, especially with the Mary J. Blige coat. From Power when she be wearing them coats. I had that shit on, lit. Like it was given. Like my hair was laid, my nails was done, the outfits was given. Like I don't need a pool to really drip. Listen, drip is forever, and I had it on. Okay. Also, my outfits were definitely color coordinated to my hair. I had a blue wig on all weekend, amazing, and my makeup was beat to the gods every day. Loved it. Also, what I noticed there about Rhode Island Comic Con, a lot of folks there were definitely dressed down. So I blended in a little bit. I blended in a little bit more over there. Not saying that they did not dress up at New York Comic Con. They did, but Rhode Island Comic Con felt just a little bit, just better blending, pretty much. Number two, I also built my outfits around, comfortable walking shoes because I expected to be like standing up, walking around a lot, throughout Rhode Island Comic Con. So there was that. Number three, everything was close by where I stayed in Rhode Island. Honestly, I was only a walk away from the convention center, so definitely the New Yorker in me activated all 3 of them days. Like, oh, we're gonna walk here every day. Like, I want to see what's around. I like to explore. So that was that. Number four, all parts of the building in which the Comic Con were all connected to the stadium, to the mall, to the garage. It was like MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. So, lots of building connections. So didn't really have to come out. That was really nice because as a person who gets cold, which surprisingly, it was not cold in Rhode Island, but I was preparing for it. So yeah, that was really nice to like interconnect in the building. Oh wait, the 3 building thing was really important because I didn't know there were other parts of Comic Con, which goes back to the con when they didn't let us know like there were other parts, like more things to see on other sides. And I bring this up because like I literally finished the main floor in 1 hour and I was like, that's it. I'm so happy that was not it. So boom. So another one, the VIP perks, like I said, I would explain. The VIP perks essentially was perking. Okay, here's what we got. We got a $25 gift card. We got a VIP status to panels and lines for photo ops. We got a comic book. We got a 1 hour early VIP admission to the event. We got VIP lounge. We got money off our photo ops and free access to the pop-up lockers, but it was first come, first serve. So it's pretty much like that. Also, I definitely got bang for my buck at this Comic Con. Like that one thing that's important to me, especially when I'm going to events, is I always assess whether or not I got bang for my buck. Like I want to ensure that I got all my money's worth that I paid for this ticket and more. So that the workers were definitely friendly. And then the last one here was because of the makeup and lace front, I was definitely raw dogging my eyesight. This is important. This is why I sat a lot in the front. I was like, I cannot see. All right, next thing. Let's get into the panels. Let's get into the few panels that I did go to, actually. I only went to 3 of them. It was DC Titan / Doom Patrol. I went to the Marvel X-Men 97 Reboot panel, and then I did Smallville. So those are 3 panels that I did. So let's get into the first panel, which is DC Titans and Doom Patrol. So that was my favorite one because it was newer, which means I saw more of my age and racial demographics sitting in the audience and also reflected on stage. And I thought that was like really important because it's like, okay, little bit more like similar taste up in here. All right. Also, I was very excited to discuss with Anna about her taking like on the role of Starfire because I remember the racist backlash that she received when she got that role, and I was just like, whoa, what is going on? Fun fact, I did not start watching DC Titans until like this year. I did not watch it when it came out because I seen it and it seemed like the plot wasn't plotting, in which I was right. And then the racist backlash with Starfire, I was like, what's these? So I was like, and it also like wasn't my speed too much. I think I was already watching Supergirl, The Flash, something else. So it was like already like built in storylines, and then this one is like it was like very mixed reviews with the plot. And me, I love a good plot. Also, I remember like when I did watch it this year, like I had a lot of critiques from like Starfire's fucking hair in season one. Like, what the hell? I had critiques about the relationship of Nightwing and Starfire and how that even fired off in first season. I definitely questioned the how they were gonna bring about Beast Boy and Raven's relationship because the two actors had an age gap, and the girl who played Raven, I think, was like 16, 17 at the time. So it was like, how? And then you got Superboy's and Blackfire's relationship. It was so much. And then the guy that they picked from Game of Thrones to play Batman, so much. I was critiquing. I was like, what the hell is this? So it was a lot. It was a lot. But you know what? Listen, fucking, we ball. We moved through, and I was moving through the plot as best as I could. Yeah, I was trying my best to move through that plot. Listen, I was trying to put two and two together a lot, but I ended up putting five and five together and 10 into my business. Like, that's what we doing. I was so hyped for this panel. I was the first one to raise my hand when it was like, oh, we got any questions? Me, I got questions. And you know, the guy was coming down me. Give me the mic. I have questions. So I was really excited to like ask my questions for Anna, and I definitely let it be known. I was like, Anna, this is a question for you. Like, come on, girl, let's do this. And it's like I was mad hyped to ask her the question about also with my questions. I wanted to make sure she didn't feel like exposed, targeted, or what is it, like picked on with the question. So I'll get to that. So I asked her a two-part question first, and I was like, how is it taking on the role of Starfire with the racist backlash, from the comic book community? And did you feel supported by your coworkers when you got the what is it, as you took on this role? Like, I thought that was important because it's like I feel like there's a lot of things that happen in the comic book community, especially when it comes to TV shows and like movies. It's like it's a lot of race swapping, but y'all are not supporting when y'all do this race swap. And I hate that. Like, if y'all are not sitting here acting like the director from The Little Mermaid, telling us every 2 to 5 business days unprovoked on social media why Halle was the choice, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear, like, I want undying support when you do these swaps. Like, come on, they support. So that was that. And then I asked a third question to like everybody, and I asked them, did everyone get the role that they auditioned for? Did they audition for something else? And the casting director thought they were better for something else. So I asked that question. Anna definitely answered the questions very amazingly, very well. She also complimented me when I came up to her, and she was like, those are really good questions. Like, you held down the panel. I was like, these are important questions, girl, to ask. Come on, let's get to the bottom of this. And I was like, listen, we not at the panel no more. I was like, tell me what's T. The T in my name stands for T, so spell it. What happened on set? But yeah, so there's that. The next panel I went to was the X-Men Reboot panel, but I honestly was late for that one. I had a seat close. I was sitting closest to like the middle back, so already like I lost interest because, again, I told you I was raw dogging my eyesight. So now it's like I'm back here and I can't see. And then plus I didn't really watch the X-Men 97 show. I tried to get into the first episode. I turned it off. I like X-Men Apocalypse. Do not kill me. But yeah, X-Men Apocalypse was definitely more my speed. So yeah, that was that panel. It wasn't too bad though. I left early. And then the last panel I went to was the Smallville panel. Let's get into this one. Let me tell you something. I feel like if I was 14, 15 when I was heavily into Smallville, like, the panel would have been exciting for me. But like, it wasn't. I felt very, disconnected from the panel because it's been a minute since I watched like all of 10 seasons of Smallville, remembering everything. I've grown up now, and I have different interests and different tastes in how I watch shows. I definitely watch a lot of my shows and movies from like a racial lens because I definitely love to see how they develop, Black characters, how they write and develop Black characters. I think that's very important, and definitely big on representation when I'm watching these shows. So there's that. But I felt disconnected from the panel age-wise and racial demographics-wise. I was like, I didn't see a lot of folks, I didn't see a lot of other Black folks, and then there was very few far and in between folks who were my age. Didn't see enough of them. Also, how I knew I definitely felt disconnected from the show was that I didn't care to ask a question. I was just there. I was lost, and I'm not gonna hold you. I was just like, I'm here. So that's how I know, like, I really felt disconnected. Also, the panel felt very disorganized. And I say that because I had also just found out that Tom Welling had a podcast in which he was talking about, Smallville, and he was like, oh, they only made it to like they only made it to finishing up season 3. And then to me it's like, but the fans are gonna ask you an array of questions spanning from any season. Like, so a lot of the times I definitely, so okay, let me gather like all my thoughts how I did this. My thing is like, a lot of the fans are gonna ask you about like all of the seasons, certain parts of the seasons, like you only made season 3. So already to me, like, that's disorganized. And it also showed up in their answers when when fans started like pinpointing certain parts in Smallville. Like someone asked about season 5, and then honestly Tom Welling's responses were like half-assed, because it was like, well, we didn't make it past season 3. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. Somebody, you're gonna get asked questions from the whole span of 10 seasons. I need to fix this. So that was that. Another fan had asked about the 100th episode, and no one on that stage remembered, but John Schneider remembered it because he was like, that was his last episode. Also, I just want to say, like, I really enjoyed John Schneider's presence on this panel because, like, he just seemed more invested. And he seemed more reminiscent of things that happened in Smallville and what everybody was talking about. He was more engaging. So, that part was like really cool. I really liked him. And then also, like, I definitely zeroed in on Tom with his answers because I had a photo out with him on Sunday. So it's like I didn't really do much research on him and like how he interacts with fans and stuff. So I took this opportunity to like gauge him. And honestly, I'm very happy that I decided to like gauge Tom, because I actually ended up exchanging my photo op ticket to go with Anna instead. And I'm gonna explain how I got there. Also, another thing, John Glover and Michael Rosenbaum, they were cool. I thought they were good, but for me, I'm mostly interested in their voice animation work rather than them on Smallville, because they weren't really like my characters that I liked. So there was that. I know like John did voice work as the Riddler for the Batman series, and I know Michael Rosenbaum did voice work for Flash in Justice League animated series faves. So I was like more interested in their work over there. But yeah, like, definitely my overall opinion of the Smallville panel was that the engagement was half-assed, and that's pretty much it. So now we ball, we move. So now let's get into the celebrities and who I met while I was out there. So let's get into it. So I just want to say that the celebrities complimented me on my outfits, and I just want to say that nobody not telling me nothing. Period. I had it on. So let me tell y'all something. When I got there, my first celebrity interaction was with Phil Lamar, and when I tell you, I was so excited, so excited. He's the voice of Static Shock. He's from Pulp Fiction. He's Jon Stewart in Justice League animated series. Listen, a ball. So, I saw him like from afar, like really far away. And like I'm over here like with no glasses, squinting like this, like, ooh, and then he squinted and I was like, hi. And then that's when he was like, hi. And he waved back with that same energy. So like he was mad cool. And like I gotta go next time and get a photo out with him, because he was so cool. Like that man was hype. I like him. And the energy he gave back to me, that man right there, like, I love it. It's just that his line was like mad long, so I just had to like settle with the high, but it's okay. He gave that high back real with high energy. Come on. I engaged with the celebrities a lot when I went to Rhode Island Comic Con, because I feel like it's one thing to see them, perfectly constructed on social media and giving their responses, but it's another thing to now interact with them in person. Like, so I definitely like gauged him a lot, because I was like, I'm trying to see like what other photo ops I would essentially want to pay for, or like future photo ops I would want to take. I already have a list in mind of who I want to take pictures with next Comic Con. The original photo ops I bought were Tyler Hoechlin, who plays Derek from Teen Wolf, or more recently Superman and Superman and Lois, and Tom Welling, who played Superman in Smallville. I wanted to buy photos for Anna from DC Titans, the girl who plays Starfire, on Friday, but she had confirmed too late that she was going to Rhode Island Comic Con, and I did spend my check already. I was like, come on, girl. Like, what? But it's okay. Opportunity presented itself, and I ended up taking a photo out with her and getting her autograph. Let's go. Come on. Also, I made it a point to, go to all of like the black celebrities at Rhode Island Comic Con that are new. So like Phil Lamar, Chad Coleman, Anna, and ask them about their time in like the comic book medium and playing characters who are essentially like race swapped. So this doesn't include Phil Lamar. So, or at least the info that I do have, it doesn't include Phil Lamar. But yeah, I want to go up to them, like asking questions like, how is it like being on set, being these characters, because what I noticed a lot in Rhode Island Comic Con, a lot of the fans were just going up to them because they just like them for the character that they play, and it's like not really like focusing on the importance of like into like the things that goes on in the comic book community. So like separating, the person from the character, if that makes sense. But to each his own. This is just my observation. Also, like I like to watch a lot of, like I said before, I like to watch a lot of movies and TV shows and see how they develop slash write black characters, because I think it's important. And and I like to watch shows that are a little bit more representative of other demographics. I think that's important too. So boom, there goes that. Let's get into Superman and Lois cast. So the sons from Superman and Lois and Chad Coleman, who played Bruno Mannheim, were there, and like I totally went up to them and asked them about their characters and process, because like really excited like to meet them, and especially love Chad Coleman when he played like Bruno Mannheim. Though he played the character very well. Okay. Honestly, everyone was lovely to interact with. Alex was fun to talk to because we bonded over the fact that we're both from New York City. But I asked him about what it was like to be when they added Superman having twins now, because Superman only has one son, so it was like, oh, where we come from with twins. And he was like, yeah, like everyone like hated it, but it was awesome because that's a character you get to develop. But he was like, oh my god, everybody was like throwing mad shit. I was like, I'm not gonna hold you, I was one of those people. He was like, I was like, no, because it's like I knew they were only gonna go only but two ways with giving him twins. It's either both of them get powers and they both equally get the attention from both parents, or one gets powers and one does not, and then the one who doesn't get powers kind of is left to the background. And that's exactly what's happening with Superman and Lois' story with Jonathan Kent. That's exactly what's happening. I was right. That's what I want to say. Also, the one who played Jonathan Kent, he was really fun. I thought he was cool. Like I asked him why he departed the show, because I was like, bro, like damn, why you left? So that was that. But everyone's energy was, amazing. Let me tell y'all something. I love talking to Anna a lot. Her energy and my energy, it was just, her energy was great. Her energy was beautiful. Conversations were amazing. It was like we was cutting up. And honestly, the conversations felt, refreshing a lot, because it was giving like black girl praise, black girl magic. Like, oh, I'm trying, the black cultural conversations, like, oh, I'm trying to get like you. I'm trying to be like you. Like, it was those conversations. It was like, so it was like those. So I was like, and when she signed on when she gave me the autograph and stuff, like it was a very heartfelt message, and she complimented me on how like she was amazing. Like that is one celebrity I would definitely spend a block on at the next Comic-Con and pay for another photo op and message, because listen, that girl right there, I like her. Also, our pictures came out bomb. Hold on, bro, do y'all see that? Do y'all see the photo? Hold on, let me get a closer. Do y'all see that we eating? Stop playing. Look good. Okay. This was cool. I liked her. All right. So for our co-star, Ryan Potter, he was also really cool too. I noticed that I interacted with a lot of Virgo celebrities at Rhode Island Comic Con. It's a lot of them. So definitely, they were all really down to earth. No pun intended with them. Next photo out, Tyler Hoechlin. Y'all, that man was a gem. He was very personable and friendly. Like he was cool. And like, I just want to state that Superman and Lois / Tyler Hoechlin is like was the driving factor as to why like I came out to Comic Con this year, like for the first time this year actually, and because like I started watching Superman and Lois like back in May, and I really enjoyed how they they wrote the story. I like how Tyler Hoechlin portrayed Clark Kent, because I feel like a lot of actors and writers take on Superman and only focus on him being Superman and just forget that he's also Clark Kent, or the actors try to just play like, oh, he's just a mild mannered dorky reporter, and it's just like it's more to him as Clark Kent than all of that. So I like how they focus on that, and I like the way they wrote him and Lois's love story, and Lois falling in love with Clark Kent rather than falling in love with Superman. So those things, like I paid attention a lot to those things when I was watching. That was definitely really cool. Also, let me tell you, Superman and Lois, the plot was jumping me within the first 10 minutes of the pilot episode. I was like, I'm getting jumped by the plot. It was so much going on. Like, it was just handing that man so much problems. I was like, what the hell is this? Wow, we're gonna watch it. So I definitely like that. And season 2 is my favorite season. I actually think season 2 of all like any Superman shows that I've ever watched has always been my favorite, which is interesting. There we go. I do wish that Rhode Island Comic Con had a panel for this over Smallville. I'm not gonna cap. I really do wish they did, because I was like, what the hell? I wanted the panel because I really wanted to like dissect it and ask about the show, and just like I had questions. Like I said, Superman and Lois is like driving force as to why I went. But Tyler Hoechlin, he didn't confirm for New York Comic Con, so I was like, damn, like, and I already got the ticket, and I was like, you know what, if I could be bold, we go. But I saw he had confirmed for Rhode Island Comic Con, and I was like, yeah, we gonna go over there. So I went. I'm excited that I went. It was really cool. Also, they confirmed that season 4 of Superman and Lois is gonna be its last season. So like, oh wow. So like, I have so many critiques about that show too, but that's not the focus here. So yeah, Tyler Hoechlin, like, I just started coming around to like becoming a fan of his through Superman and Lois, because when he was on Teen Wolf, I wasn't too much of a fan of Derek. I thought he was funny, and I thought the the relationship that he had with the other characters were also funny, especially like Styles. But Tyler Posey, who plays Scott, I had a big ass crush on him ever since he played Made in Manhattan with J-Lo. Yeah, don't ask me why. When Teen Wolf was out, I followed like a lot of the interviews on like YouTube, magazines, and all of that stuff, like catching up. So I always, what is it? And so it brings me to like I never went to Comic-Con because, one, I didn't know about it at the time, and then two, when I got old enough to realize there were Comic-Cons, the only ones that were being highlighted at the time was the ones in Cali. Like, I didn't know there was one in New York City, and I was like, wow. So, and then I didn't start getting into Comic Cons until Marvel started dropping like Phase 4, with Black Panther, Wakanda, and all of that. And the original Comic Con I actually wanted to go to was the one in San Diego, just because I wanted to see Phase 4 in 2022. I did not go, and that's okay. But I definitely wanted to like. Wait, was it 2022? No, it was whichever year Phase 4 is in. When they gave out when they gave the rollout, that is the year I wanted to go. Because yeah, Black Panther, of course, and the Marvels, love it. Wanted to see all of that. When I found out Tyler Hoechlin was gonna be at Rhode Island Comic Con, I was like, bet, we're gonna go over there. We're gonna go over there instead, and check him out. And I was like, no problem. He only came in on Saturday. So with my photo ops, I like separated them by days because I didn't want to like feel rushed or overlap like anyone. Like, I was like, okay, let's like pace ourselves. So I did that, and then also it helped because it helped like what did it do? What did I say? Like, it helped me look forward to something like each day. I feel like with New York Comic Con, I got bored really quickly, which is why I did not show up to the 4th day. I was like, I don't want to be here because I wasn't really like looking forward to anything, and I was like, I already saw these things like 3 times. I don't need to see it a 4th time. So with Tyler, like, I remember some interviews and stuff from like Teen Wolf, and like, but I still like did research on him with fans and like how he interacts with them, because I just wanted to make sure the interaction I had with them would be like pleasant and wholesome. Like, I couldn't really gauge him because Saturday was the only day he was gonna be there, so it was like, yeah, let's see what you're about. And then also, like, one thing about me, like, I want bang for my buck. I want bang for my buck, and also I don't like rudeness, and I don't care if the person is a celebrity. Absolutely not. What we're not gonna do is be rude. But luckily, for Tyler Hoechlin, he was not rude. He was a gem. He was really amazing. I liked him. He was cool. His line before I even get into that, I couldn't even find his autograph table. And that's because like no one let us know where he was. I thought he was gonna be on the main floor with his cast, but they put him in the hockey arena. And I was like, what the hell? And I didn't find out until I was on the line for a photo op, and then the girl showed me the picture that she had that he signed. And I was like, yo, bro, where is he at? And she was like, oh yeah, he's in the hockey arena. I was like, no one. She was like, she didn't know either. She just stumbled down there. And I was like, what the hell? Like, I wish you'd said something. So yeah. And then my thing is like, not only was his castmates on the main floor, but all the Supermans were on the main floor, and Brandon Routh and him were on the hockey arena. I was like, Was there no space? Let's get into this photo op. So he had 3 lines for his photo op. It was 2 VIP lines and then 1 general admission. So I want a VIP line. I was like, girl, y'all, I was fangirling OD. But you know, look, saving face. I was excited to be there. Don't get me wrong, but saving face. So honestly, no one prepared me for how quick the photo ops was gonna be. Before I blinked, it was over. I was like, what just happened? But let me tell you how it went. The thing about me, like, I was fangirling, but like the thing about me with celebrities is like I understand that they're people too. So I don't want like my passionate energy to come off as like obsessed and creepy, if that makes sense. But it's like I'm just excited to see you and your work and the work that you do. So just excited. So like, I was like a big ball of like containment. I was very excited to meet him. So yeah, let me tell y'all. So it was my turn to take the photo out, right? And let me tell y'all, like, he complimented me. So first and foremost, Tyler complimented me on my entire blue look, like period, poo. That's it. So and it's just like it was interesting because it's like I walked to him in like mad New York fashion because I was like I saw like how quick things were going. So like the New Yorker activated me like, all right, we gotta take the picture, we gotta dip, da da da. But no, like we was about to take the picture and he looked and he was like, I like your whole blue look. I was like, thank you. And then he was like, what's your name? I was like, Natasha. He was like, cool. He's like, I was like, I mean, listen. And then the way the photo came out, y'all, first and foremost, let me tell y'all, the photographer did they thing. Betty. Hold on, let me show y'all. Do y'all see this? The photographer was doing their thing. Like, come on, with the yearbook photo background. He was really nice. He was really friendly. He was really professional. He was definitely like, he was really cool about like the whole excitement and stuff. So that was like really cool. So fast forward to me going down his table for the autograph. I waited a little bit like extra because he was still up there taking photos for like a whole good ass minute. And I was like, all right, let's just do a little bit, walk around and go down there. So I went down there. His line got long after me. So I was like, okay. And then I was kind of like worried about how autographs would work. 'Cause I thought you had to like show up there with your own photo and have them autograph it. But like you can if you want to, but they come out with photos already. I was like, oh, so this thing. Okay. So they supply like, you know, all the pics and shit. And I was like, I bet. So he came back down, the line started moving, and then I started like chatting with his agent. I was really excited to talk to her because I'm also a PR major, so I kind of wanted to know like who she managed and you know like what it was like. And she was like, "Oh no, he's great," and she's talking about the other people he was managing. Like I like talking to a lot of folks who are doing any type of profession within PR. So definitely. Then it was my turn for the autograph, y'all. Let me tell y'all why I was looking up to the table. He was like, Natasha, I was like. Y'all, when I tell y'all I was smiling, I was beaming, bro. Beaming from ear to ear. I was like, period. So, like, I'm very excited because I was like, not you remembering my name? Like, period. Come on with the name. And I'm like, I'm mad ecstatic as shit because, like, I'm having a conversation with this man, like, but I wasn't as conversational as I wanted to be because it's like, I had like so much excitement. And like I said, like, I didn't want like my passionate energy to come off as anything different. And also like again the New Yorker activated me because it's like I'm also conscious of seeing a line behind me, so I don't want to hold anyone up. But he was great. And then so there was like a silence between us, but then he had like picked it up and then asked me like where I was from. So I was like, oh, like I'm from New York. I was like, from Brooklyn. He's like, what? And then that's when everything came. Like I was like excitedly stuck, but then once he like asked me a question, also like I didn't really want to ask him questions back that I knew the answer to because I was like, I did research on you, so I kind of don't want to know. I don't not want to know. I don't want to ask obvious questions that I know you answered before. So then it popped up in my brain. And I asked him. I did not mean to press him in New York fashion, but I did. I asked him. I was like, "Yo, bro." I was like, "Why you ain't go to New York Comic Con?" He was like, I was like, "Oh damn!" Like I'm in my head, like, "Oh damn, we had to get that conscious about, like, oh." Like, but no, he didn't take it the wrong way or anything. He was like, oh, you know, he explained why he did it. And I was like, oh, okay, babe. Because I was like, nah, I thought you was like dodging us. Like, so my whole slang was just activated that day. But he was like, no, he was like, he wouldn't miss New York. So I was like, oh, okay. I have to make sure, because you know, what you mean you missing? Like, why you dodging us like that? But yeah, he was like, nah, he wouldn't miss it. But he was like, you know, he'll be at the next Comic Con. He'll possibly be at the next Comic Con. So I was like, okay, like that's not a problem. And I know they're gonna wrap up season 4, so most likely they can hopefully the strike comes to an end, and they can hopefully like start talking about the show and everything. So that's something I noticed. Also, when he said like, oh, like I might be at New York Comic Con next year, like I kind of got worried, because it's like in my head I thought that, like in my head I was like, this is like a one and done thing. Like I don't want to seem like an obsessed fan, like, but this is just me and my thinking, my self-consciousness. Like I'm a fan, but I'm a fan with self-awareness. It's like I like you, but like I don't want to. I don't know. Like I don't know. Parasocial relationships scare me. I'm just gonna say that. We're gonna keep it at that. Also, I don't think I'm gonna make going to Comic Cons every year a thing, and I will get into that later. So I'm hoping that, you know, next year I'm gonna go to New York Comic Con and Rhode Island Comic Con again, and I hope that Superman and Lois has a panel. I really do hope. So I'm excited. But pretty much, you know, in retrospect of the celebrity ops, let me tell y'all, it was very much meeting Tyler Hoechlin and Anna. They were the highlights of my time at Rhode Island Comic Con, and they were totally worth, you know, what they were charging for their photo ops and their autographs. Tyler Hoechlin also like signed my photo. Like when I went up there, I was like, oh my god, there's so many photos to pick from. Like, which one do I pick? And I was like looking through all the photos, and I was like, you know what, we'll just pick one of Derek from Teen Wolf. So last but not least, let's get into the photo op I was supposed to have with Tom Welling, but ended up exchanging for Anna. I was scheduled with my photo op with Tom Welling on Sunday, and I exchanged my ticket Saturday night. So I realized Tom was like pretty much the only person I didn't engage with out of like everyone, and he's the only one like I didn't really do research like on. So I was like, okay, let's gauge you, and let's see how you are, and let's see, like, you know, if I'm finna get my money's worth, basically. So he was the last celebrity I engaged with on Saturday night before I essentially dipped. And yeah, I didn't like the way it came out. Long story short, I was not feeling it. And I'm gonna say this, he most likely didn't mean the way it came out, but for me, it rubbed me the wrong way. And I was like, absolutely the fuck not. So that was my opinion. And especially when I'm paying for this, no, not at all. The interaction was awkward. Like I came up to a table, he was like finished like talking to a fan, and then he was walking like back to go back behind his table. And then I came up, I was like, oh my god. I was like, hi. And it was like, it felt so awkwardly. And he took down, he's like, hi. But he said it like so awkward as I did. So I was like, damn. And like the conversation just dropped. So I was like, okay. Like when I was talking to Tyler Hoechlin, the conversation dropped, but it's like Tyler Hoechlin was interested enough to like pick it up and segue. Like, you know, like let's engage. But this one, it didn't feel like that. So I was like, okay. And then I'm over here trying to find words. I'm like, whoa, it's interesting. So it was like a disconnect. And then I told, so then now, okay, I started gathering my words, trying to like pick up things. And I was like, I told him, I was like, I was a really big fan of like Smallville. And then, I don't know, it was just like, not everything wasn't coming together. And then after I had said that, I was like, well, I have a photo op with you tomorrow. So then he was like, oh, what? And then I was trying to find more things to say, and it just wasn't coming. He was like, I'll see you tomorrow, because right now I'm with a family with a photo op, yada yada yada. So that's just me saying it regular, but in the moment it sounded dismissive, and I didn't like that. And then also, it was only one family at, you know, his table. I didn't see a line. And like I could understand if he said like, oh, let me chat with the family first and then we can come back to the chat. It wasn't any of that. It felt dismissive. And I was like, yeah, no. And when I went back to, you know, the Airbnb, I was like, I just didn't like the way the interaction went. And on top of that, I didn't like the panel. So I was like, absolutely not. And I ended up exchanging my ticket for Anna. So, which everything worked out, because I originally wanted her on Friday. And like I said before, like I didn't have enough to get the photo out with her. But I was like, opportunity presented itself, and I switched. I was like, yeah, no, like one thing about me, again, and I say it a lot through this video, is like I want bang for my buck. Like, and I feel like with celebrities is like, you know, you can see a lot of them on social media, and you know, their practice version of themselves on social media, but it's like interacting with them in person is real different. And it's like, I don't like rudeness. Like I said, even though he didn't mean it like that, this is how it's coming off to me. So definitely like things like that are important to me. And then when he said like we can chat at the photo op, I already told you like how quick those photo ops were. It's like so quick in a blink of an eye. Like, so I was like, oh, okay. Like, and yeah, I was just like, so I changed it, and I'm very much happy with my exchange. I mean, I'm happy with how, you know, my photos came out and everything. I thought it was awesome. But I also want to, you know, disclaim that this was my interaction with Tom Welling. This was how I handled it, and this was how I felt about it. That's it. There's no debating this. That's that. It is what it is. You know, fucking we ball. Like if that's the interaction, I move. That's it. So that. So for me, overall, Rhode Island Comic Con was definitely worth what I paid for it. But you know, like I said, like I wish I saw more Black folks there, and I wish there were more panels to discuss, like in terms of the show. So I wish all of that. And you know, one thing I noticed is like Rhode Island Comic Con definitely picked up where New York City Comic Con lacked. But one thing about New York Comic Con is that they had panels out the ass for us. Like if you, like they had more activities for us to do if you didn't have photo ops. Whereas Rhode Island Comic Con just had photo ops and barely any panels or barely things to do. So it's things like that that had me like, okay. For New York Comic Con, I'll definitely most likely only be there for the weekend. I'm definitely not doing it 4 days again. We're not doing it. I don't feel like it. And also, with New York Comic Con, I feel like the prices are way the fuck high. It's way the fuck too high. Absolutely. And I feel like once folks get there, like especially other celebrities, not everyone does it, but when celebrities get to New York, it's y'all want to skyrocket our prices. It's like, y'all be thinking New York City folks is rich. Not all of us are rich. So that, and then also like I see next year being my second and last time going to Comic Cons, because I don't really have any shows and stuff that I'm kind of like interested in after Superman and Lois wraps up and like my shows wrap up. I really don't see myself going to any other Comic Con, honestly. And I'm not flying. I thought about San Diego. I'm not flying that far for a Comic Con. I'm sorry, but no. But yeah, I don't really have enough shows that I watch that I would like to see in person. Besides like Gen V and Interview with a Vampire. Those are like the only two that I would go to want to meet the cast and like take photo ops with. Outside of that, yeah, next year is going to be my second and last Comic Cons that I'm gonna go to. And I also say that because like this is a hobby I don't see myself financially investing in. Like I have so many other hobbies that I just don't have time to pick up this one. And it's just like I'm interested, but I'm not that invested. And also like this hobby seems like a lot of risk that I don't feel like taking. And what I mean by risk is like you buy the ticket first and then you gotta see as, you know, these Comic Cons start rolling out, people, you know, confirming that they're gonna be there and then folks dropping. Like it's too much risk and not enough reward. I don't wanna sit here and have to play a guessing game on who's gonna be there. Absolutely not. So yeah, I don't see Comic Con being my thing after next year. It's not gonna be a hobby for me. I feel like if I were, this would Comic Con would honestly be a sporadic thing more than a consistent going. Cause also like I feel like some of these shows I can literally just have discussions on Black Twitter about this. Like, listen. And then with the strike that's happening, who knows when that's gonna end? Like it's too much in the air right now that I don't want to think about when it comes to Comic Con. It's too much. Not a good investment. It's giving more risk. Like absolutely not. And if anything, like I said multiple times in this video, I like getting bang for my buck. So there's that. So I'm just going to. That is my wrap up. My review of Rhode Island Comic Con, and I'm just gonna wrap it up. But yeah, like this is my full review of Rhode Island Comic Con all 3 days, and I hope you guys enjoy my presence and my perspective, you know, of Rhode Island Comic Con. We're actually like one more video away before my fall season YouTube playlist comes to an end with the Mona Leo concert. Very excited because then I'll be going on hibernation up until next year when my birthday happens. I need a break. The season finale is Mona Leo concert, and that is it. But yeah, like, you know, if you enjoy my content and you enjoy this video, definitely love, share, like, Same thing. Love, share, like, subscribe, you know, all of that. Follow me on my other social media platforms at Natasha the Muse for any of the content that I may post. And yeah, like, that's all I got. Enjoy your day. Peace.